A shed is the perfect outdoor storage solution for everything from tools to toys and garden furniture. We've gone with an overlap apex shed, but the basic construction is the same for all types. Just make sure to follow your specific manufacturer's instructions. With all sorts of sizes and styles available, it's easy to find the one that's best suited to your garden space. Here are the tools you're going to need for the job. Screws and nails should come included with your chosen shed. Before you begin, measure out the space you want to place your shed to ensure it fits. You can now double check you have everything you need and don't have any missing parts in your set. When building a shed, always drill pilot holes before securing screws into place. First, bring your base materials over to your nominated space. Then, carefully cut your materials free from the packaging using a utility knife and lay them out to create a large square ready for drilling. Starting from the back corners, drill 2 screws through the face of one timber piece into the end of another. Have one person hold the wood steady while the other pre-drills and drills in the screws. Repeat this process with the other 3 corners to form the overall outer frame. Make sure all the edges and faces of the timber are flush. Next, measure the longest sides to determine where the centre timber parts will be placed and mark the measurements using a pencil. Place the centre parts in line with your markings, then drill them into place from the outside of the frame and into the top of the centre parts. With your base set up, bring over the shed's floor part and place it over the base. Before you move on, ensure the floor part and base are flush. Then secure the floor part to the base in all 4 corners with your drill and screws. Once the base and floor have been secured, lay out all the side panels around the base. We recommend starting from the back corner, then fit the side panels before working your way to the front to finish. Now it's time to get the back, front and side panels fitted. Lift the back panel onto the base along with one side panel. Have one person hold these pieces together so the corners meet, then the other person can drill 3 pilot holes into the bottom, middle and top. Make sure the pilot holes go through the side panel and into the back panel. When placing each panel onto the base, check the side has been aligned with the base before drilling to ensure everything lines up perfectly. Drill screws into each of the pilot holes to secure the side to the back panel. Now, place the next side panel next to the fixed one and drill your 3 pilot holes from the new panel into the fixed one before securing it with screws. Repeat this process until all the side panels are secured together. Secure the front panels to the side panels using the same application method used to secure the back panel to the side panels. Lock the side, back and front panels into place by drilling into the bottom middle of each panel so that the screws fit securely into the base. This should eliminate that nervy swaying while you work on the other parts of the shed. Now, have one person position the apex roof arch part on top of the front side panel so it sits flush. Then secure it in place by drilling a screw up into the top of the front side panel on either side. Repeat this step for the back apex roof arch and secure it in place with screws either side of the central beam. Now it's time to fit your window. To start with, use a tape measure to measure the length from the bottom of the shed to the bottom of the window cutout on both sides, then make your pencil markings. Our measurement was 1002mm. Line each L bracket up with your markings and make a pencil marking in the holes of the L bracket ready for drilling. With your markings made, secure the L plates onto the bottom of the window cutout ready for your window. Once the brackets are fitted, have one person bring the window over and rest it within the window cutout. Then place and hold one of the window cover strips on the side of the window and drill your pilot holes before securing it with screws. Repeat this step for the other window cover strip. With your window fitted, it's time to seal up those outside corners and keep those panels together. Place and hold a seal panel on each of the corners, then secure 3 screws, starting from the bottom then working your way to the top. Repeat this step on all corners of the outside shed and on the inside where the panels join. When you get round to sealing the window side panels, secure the seals onto the previously installed window cover strips using the same process. Once you've sealed the panels and corners, it's time to finish off working on the roof. Start by bringing a step ladder inside the shed and set it up. Place the single ridge beam into the corresponding slots on the apex roof arches, then one person can climb the step ladder to drill into the single ridge beam and roof arch slot on each side. Now that's ready, bring the roof panels over to your workspace along with the support basins. Then lay the basin on the ground, place the roof panel over it and secure it to the edge. Repeat this step for the other basin and roof panel. Make sure the first roof panel is fitted no further along than the middle of the single ridge beam, so they neatly sit together once secured. Lift one of the roof panels up onto the roof so the basin hangs over the side of the shed. From a safe working height, drill pilot holes on the roof panel, then secure it to the single ridge beam with a screw at the front, middle and back of the shed. Repeat this step for the other roof panel. Now it's time to get your roof felt measured and fitted. Start by measuring the length of one of the secured roof panels, then roll out the felt and use this measurement to mark out where to cut it. Then safely cut the felt using a utility knife. Lay a spirit level across your markings and use it as a guide to ensure the felt cut is straight. Lift and place the cut felt over the roof panel and let some excess hang over the top of the panel and the side. Secure the felt to the roof panels using a hammer and nails. Repeat this step for the other felt cut. When securing the felt sheets, start from the front of the shed and make your way towards the back to ensure the felt stays flat once secured. Next, it's time to tidy up the felt on each side. Take a utility knife and cut away the felt that hangs over where the roof panel basin sits, cutting from the back of the shed towards the front. Repeat this step on the other side. With the roof felt fitted, it's time to move on to fitting the door. First, choose which side you would like to hinge your door, then secure the weather strip to the inside edge of your chosen side by drilling 3 screws through the weather strip and into the front side panel, starting from the bottom and working your way up. Secure the slamming strip to the opposite side using the same application method as the weather strip with 3 screws and a drill. Bring the door over to your workspace along with the hinges and screws. Lay the door face down ready to fit the hinges. Measure 175mm down from the top edge of the door using a tape measure and make a pencil mark. Then measure 202mm from the bottom of the door and make another pencil mark. Now use these measurements to lay the hinge in line with the marking and make pencil markings in the hinge holes ready for drilling. Drill screws into the hinge fixings to secure them to the door. Lift the door into the opening and ensure the door is level. Now open the hinge on the door and line it up with the weather strip face, then make pencil markings for where the hinges need to be secured. Follow that up by drilling pilot holes into those markings and secure the door in place using a drill and screws. With the door secured to the shed, now it's time to fit the hasp and staple to keep everything stored inside secure with a padlock of your choice. Line up the hasp and staple, then mark the edges with a pencil for extra guidance. Then mark the holes on the hasp and staple, then secure them in place with 25mm screws. Line each fascia up at the front to where the roof panel meets the single ridge beam. Make 3 markings along the face of each fascia and use a drill and screws to secure it into place. Repeat this for the other fascia on the front and the same on the back too. Place the finial in the middle of the 2 front fascia pieces and drill screws through so it's secured to both pieces. And there you have it! You now have a dedicated space in your garden to do more DIY and safely store all your tools.